Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 15 of the Violent Champagne Popping Podcast.
I hate uncorking champagne because the one time I did it, it ricocheted off the wall and hit Krista.
Yeah,
It's
so
only funny
her-
because it didn't really hurt her.
yeah, her track record's
But
not
I'm
great,
so anxious right now.
but we're celebrating, so we're going to
Three.
pop a bottle. Maybe
Oh God. Oh jeez.
pop it near the mic.
I don't.
That way we can get some
gonna break everything.
champagne ASMR.
I can't tell how far off it is.
Well, hopefully we can fix that scream in post-production.
I'm sorry. It's completely involuntary. Do smell good though.
Nice.
Thanks, Greg, for the bottle of champagne.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. All right, this is a weird start to this podcast, but I'm Chris,
And I am popping bottles, Alex.
and this is the Unwinding Podcast. Well, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. This is usually Alex's job, but for once in life,
That was
I
very
am-
much. I apologize.
oh, wow, shows you how
You're
much you love
watching
me.
on YouTube. It was like an inch.
Yeah,
I can't tell 'cause of
not
the
a great
bubbles.
champagne pourer.
You know, I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm very stressed.
Okay, there we go. This is
I'm
really good
doing-
podcast
I'm
content.
doing this on
For
the
people who are listening
here,
right
let me
now
take
and
my
not watching,
nasty
Alex is
gym
trying
towel.
unsuccessfully to pour me a good glass of
Oh, I
champagne.
still didn't do very good.
Nah, it's okay. It's
It's fine. I'm ready for mine.
glass half full, I guess.
It's fine. So, y'all, this is the Unwinding Podcast, the podcast where we talk about all the things that help us unwind in life. One of them not being.
I was gonna say I can
bottles of
hear the stress in
champagne.
your voice as
I'm
you're
very
trying
stressed.
to pour this
I
champagne
don't want to get
and
it
do
on
the intro to the
on
podcast
The, I don't want to get it on me, on the chair,
on this
on
nice floor.
the floor of our new home. So I'm just very much stressed.
It's okay. I think we're successful in that. All right, we dinking?
Dinking and sinking.
That wasn't as very
It
successful.
was really a not
Yeah,
very good
these
dinky.
are what are these? These not glass?
Oh,
Yeah.
they are glass. Why
They're
do they
very-
sound like that?
They're very duddy. I don't know. Maybe we'll,
Donk.
we'll put a ding in
Instead of
it.
a ting, they're like donk.
Put a ding in post.
I need it to be sweeter.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
real
figured
champagne.
You would like it.
There you go.
So I actually brought it's real classy my twist top peach Moscato. This is from the beginning of the year. I took these little not champagne, but these little bottles and wrote goals on them, and one of them was move to Orlando. So
Twist top.
cheers that to my little.
That probably is a little bit more your speed on the champagne
yeah,
popping.
taste that.
Yeah, is it better?
It's sweet. Tastes like.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, there we go.
You want to talk about what we're celebrating? I mean, I guess if you've been listening in previous episodes of the podcast, you know we officially did it. We moved to Orlando.
We're officially Floridians.
Everything is in our house. It is not like put up and in the right place, and like it's a little bit of a disorganized,
Poop show?
chaotic mess a little bit,
bit
but
of a poop
at
show.
least on this side of the camera, it looks great. Hey, what's up, Nella?
It's fine. Oh yeah, we have a new. I feel like this episode might be a little bit long, so I apologize in advance. But we have our new little setup behind us as well of some of our Disney stuff and other goodies. Tempo from Nashville Soccer Club. There's a Walker Zimmerman bobblehead and all kinds of goodies over there. So
Yeah,
Fun
just
times.
things that we that are reminders, have been good reminders this week of the things that help us unwind. So
yeah,
there, even though there's
That's good.
there's chaos in the rest of the house, we got good stuff on this shelf behind us.
y'all, it's so bad. I'm looking at my phone because one thing I know we did want to do today was go back and talk about the Battle of Vacation winner.
Oh shoot, yeah, That's been like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
just haven't recorded in 3 weeks, 2
Yeah,
weeks.
we really thought that we would be like, we were like, oh, we're going to pre-record a bunch of these episodes and then we're going to edit all of them and then it'll be nice and easy and we can just schedule them and they'll post and go out or whatever. But I think every single week on like Tuesday night, we were doing something
I was like, oh, crap,
finish
it's
up the
not
podcast.
done.
Yeah.
Oops. So
That's
sorry
okay.
they didn't go out right on time, but I know, it's fine. It wasn't hurting anybody's feelings too bad. So, shall we?
Let's do it.
Review.
Yep.
So, okay, so I had to take a few minutes because I thought I had tallied this all up and I totally forgot. So we had to take a second and look back at it and tally it up.
We had to
And
tally it and recount it.
yeah, and recount it. It took forever, but it's fine. So if you're looking at it in terms of the 4 parks,
I won 2 parks and you won 2 parks.
correct.
So we were split on the parks.
I may have figured out our tiebreaker because I don't think I counted our very, 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 very first. I did not count our very, very first episode where we also had people vote for overall information.
Oh,
So this may help.
okay.
Okay.
What you got?
Okay, just kidding. It didn't help.
I was going to say,
I just won
did
by
you just,
more.
yeah, okay. All right. Well, the first version was significantly better where I only lost by
You still
1.
only lost by what, 4?
Um,
About, basically?
Yeah, sure. If you include the first episode, but
Yeah.
so Magic Kingdom, I win.
Overall, you won, yep.
3-2. Animal Kingdom, you won. 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
I do not understand this. How you beat me 4-1 at Hollywood Studios, I do not understand. Because you wanted that stupid salad. You won in Hollywood Studios with the chef salad from Brown Derby.
I don't even think that was part of the voting either.
I think that might have been the only one that I won. Out of it
Yeah.
was my food choices.
Yeah, maybe.
Which food choices
It's
in
fine.
Hollywood, yeah. Then in Epcot, I came back, redeemed
won.
myself a little bit, but I only won 3 votes to 1. So
Yeah. But overall, I was the winner.
Yep.
But you didn't do too bad.
No, for
You really didn't do too
for
bad.
someone who doesn't do this professionally, I will take the only losing by 1 point to you as a win. So, and then everybody else can just enjoy that you are planning their vacations and not me.
Yes. So if you need somebody to plan a vacation, y'all know, holler at me. It's free to use me. Disney World, cruises, all inclusives, all the things. And there is a form. If you want to just message me on Instagram or comment here, cool. There's also a form in the description that you can fill out. So,
Yeah, and I am now back on Instagram.
yo,
It's official. The
He
first
is.
time. Yeah, I posted
In
for
like
the
2
first
years.
time in like 2 years the other night. Just because it was a beautiful night. We went out. The Skyliner was to my right, and I saw the Skyliner, the moon, and the Tower of Terror, and I just had to do it.
it was pretty. It was a
Yeah.
beautiful night. It was a little chilly.
Yeah, whenever the sun goes down, it's true.
When
I
the
just hate
sun
to.
goes down.
All right,
We'll
calm
be
down, Uncle Cracker.
grooving. I'm just proud of you. You know, you know
sure,
that one.
it is actually, that's not even a full Uncle Cracker song. That's Kenny Chesney featuring Uncle Cracker.
Uncle Cracker, yes.
Wow,
Correct.
we went there.
We went there.
We're not in
90s
Tennessee anymore,
90s,
Toto.
early 2000s country.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I
man.
remember
Good
when those music
stuff.
videos were on television.
Oh, same.
Like
I watched on
that-
CMT.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, it was like crack. I watched it constantly. Can I say that on here?
I don't know. Yeah, we can.
Bleep.
We're in charge of this podcast.
Okay.
It's fine.
So I guess that means that I get to plan our first official like date night out.
Yeah,
Even
night
though
out.
we've kind of already done that. It's fine. We're just gonna. It's fine. It's fine. We haven't been to Disney World like
none of the
6
things that
times
we
in the
have
last
done
2
have
weeks.
been planned.
That's
so
true. It's
far.
all
We've
been
kind of
very
just been like impromptu last minute. Hey, do you want to go do this? So
True. Okay, so our first like planned thing. I get to do it. How exciting! What shall I choose?
this is actually the perfect scenario for me because it is less work.
For
I'm
real,
going to
though.
enjoy it,
For
but then I
real.
also got the ego boost of being like that close to being able to beat you. This is just, it's like a really good day for me.
Whatever. You just did good. You did well, so it's fine. I feel some sort of way about drinking from this bottle. Like it's a very like I'm chugging.
It is definitely not as classy as drinking from a champagne flute
No, it's
here.
not. But it's fine. Okay, so that was the Battle of Vacation. Thanks y'all for like voting on the Instagram and everything. It was
Yep, that
fun
was
to be able to
super
see
fun.
kind of like what people voted for. And you know,
It was kind of a fun break from like normal life, like stuff going on here. It was
golly,
kind of
Bob, that's some
was
truth.
fun to check in on that, kind of talk a little bit of crap.
Yeah, because
behind the
like
scenes.
what's been going on the last 2 weeks, 3
Nothing.
weeks, month, couple
we
months,
we
year.
haven't done anything. It's been great, but that's what we want to talk about today. We're gonna recap the rest of the move. Talk about some of the things that we liked that we did, some of the things we would do differently, and then I don't know, talk about the stuff towards the end that we're looking forward to doing with this podcast and with the channel and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. So just kind of catch y'all up on what's been going on. So last time we talked, we did the what we're leaving behind.
Yep.
Outside of the Battle of AK podcast. So the what we were leaving behind. So we officially did that last week in the borough. We're going to have a vlog coming out about that in a couple weeks.
Well, a vlog.
Ooh, vlogs are coming.
You just dropped one of the first
I feel like, have we not talked
surprise
about it?
announcements. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
They're
been,
officially coming though.
Yeah, it's been a plan for us for a while, but we're gonna do. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, yes, we're gonna keep doing the video podcast.
Yeah.
But we also are going to start doing some shorter. And by shorter, I mean like 15, 20, 30 minute kind of
We'll just
vlogs on.
See what happens.
Yeah. So we're gonna try and do them. It's twice a month, right?
Yeah.
Or like every 2 weeks.
Every 2
basically.
weeks on Sunday. They'll come out on a Sunday.
Come out on Sundays. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that I think our first one's gonna, fingers crossed, be coming out this coming Sunday.
Yeah, we shot a bunch.
hopefully.
Yeah, it's okay if you say it, and that just
Get
means
that
we
We
gotta
have to
we
do
gotta
it.
get on it. Yep. The first one that's coming out is going to be our first trip down here.
Yeah.
Whenever we kind of talked about it on the podcast a little bit, but we have a whole bunch of visuals and things that we did to vlog that first trip when we came down and rented the Airbnb, stayed there, and kind of like looked around all the different places down here to figure out what neighborhood we wanted to live in.
Yeah.
So that one will be the first one. What's next?
The next one will be our like saying goodbye to Murfreesboro / moving here first like 24 hours in Orlando vlog. So it'll be a little bits and pieces of that. And I'll be honest, y'all, we did our best to capture some stuff, but that was the busiest. I don't know if I've ever been like, I know when like anytime you have a lot going on, it just feels like it's so busy, but looking back, like I feel like I've never been so busy in my entire life.
Yeah, I don't like to say, like, whenever somebody is asking how you are, like, hey, how are you doing? Well, I've just
Yeah.
been busy. Like, I really don't like to say that because,
Same.
like, everybody's busy. We all have things, right? You know, like, if you're overwhelmed, you just need to plan better. That's been my problem in the past. But I genuinely do think it was like, we planned, and then it was also still like at certain points it was just overwhelming. Like it was just kind of keep your head above water.
You can only do so much planning with some stuff. Like when there's just a lot of moving parts and a lot of moving pieces, I'm a planner. Obviously, I'm a travel advisor. Like I plan people's vacations. I'm very like planny type of person. And you are to an extent too, when you know that there's like a goal in mind and things that need to be done. And so we had a lot planned out. I mean, we talked about it before, but like this wasn't something we decided the last month. We've been talking about this move for over a year.
Yep.
In the last 8 months, we made a plan of steps that we needed to do for that. We started saving money for it, etc. And we started packing our house before we even put it on the market.
Yeah,
we were
totally.
packing.
Yep, totally.
And so there was a lot of planning happening. But there's only so much you can do when it's like there's some stuff that's completely out of your control when you're selling and buying a home, including the buyers of your home and the sellers of the home you're buying. And there's just a lot of buyer-seller situation, and it's just a lot happening.
Yeah.
It's a lot happening. So just to kind of like shortly recap what we did, we got a U-Haul on a Thursday, picked it up about 10 a.m. One thing we would do differently is probably get it earlier in the morning. We got a little bit too late, but I was still teaching my group fitness classes. So I taught my last group fitness class. We got the U-Haul, and we packed the entire U-Haul ourselves. Chris and I, zilch, zero help.
We did offload some
everything.
furniture ahead of time, but we still had quite a few big pieces. Like, I was done. I was exhausted whenever we finished that.
I don't think I've not been that tired in a very long time, if ever.
Yep.
It was exhausting. I was like limping. My foot was messed up. It was not fun, but we did
the 3D model was totally worth it.
Oh my
though.
gosh,
that
so
thing
worth it.
was. I think we would have been a little bit.
Oh, we
up
would have
a
been
creek
so
because
yes.
just like the time
Yeah.
and knowing what should go in the right place and
Yeah.
will it all fit and stuff, like we still had a little bit of an issue with that. Towards the end, it was kind of just like, hey, get as much of the stuff that we can in there. We ran out of time on Thursday.
Yeah. We were up till almost 1 a.m. Thursday, and we still weren't done.
Yep. So luckily,
wild.
we had that weekend, right? So we closed on our house on the following
next day.
Friday morning. But that Thursday evening, I kind of packed. We packed the car a couple times and took some stuff over. We were staying with my brother all that weekend, so we took a whole bunch of stuff over to his house, put it in the garage, and then we had Saturday and Sunday to kind of like reconfigure.
Yeah.
And kind of pack the U-Haul a little bit better.
Yeah, it
I
was
feel like
really good we had that.
We used a lot of we got down to the weird objects,
Yes.
like we planned a lot ahead of time on the big stuff.
Yeah, and the boxes.
And getting like rooms put into boxes. But like, what do you do with a shovel? And like a
pressure washer. And
a fan and like desk chairs,
Yeah,
right? It's like,
weird.
yeah,
Oh
you
my
can take the
gosh.
whole desk chair
The
apart.
desk
But it was
chairs.
annoying enough the first time we had to take them out of the Amazon box and
Yeah,
put
that
them
was
together,
awful.
right?
I
You know,
hated
so
that.
I didn't want to just.
And mine is completely white, and now it does not look white at all.
Well,
It's fine. It's a little dirty.
yeah.
It's fine. It is what it is.
Sorry.
It was your fault and my fault, so it's fine. I'm not mad
I think
about
you're
it.
being generous in that, but okay.
It was your fault for sure, but I tried to clean it and made it worse, so I'll take part of the blame. Before we get into a little bit of the like actually getting down here, that was definitely a recap of like packing the U-Haul. I knew it would be emotional saying goodbye to our house in Tennessee because of how we felt when we had it under contract when we came home from the first trip down here. Seeing that house empty, ain't nobody prepare you for that.
Yeah, it was
Awful.
that compared with being kind of at the end of your physical limits. It's like there's like no, I don't know. I didn't know that I don't even know that looking at the house I had that kind of reaction to it. It was it was when we stood outside of the house at the end of everything.
Yeah.
And like looked at it and was like, holy cow, I can't go back in here. Like that. Yes, the house is empty on the outside. All the stuff is in the truck that we have to drive through the mountains to get here. But
Yeah.
to like stand at the front of the house, we recreated a photo that we took like the day that we got the keys to the house, right? And that was just like a super tough.
Still makes me
Yeah.
want to cry a little bit.
Yeah, it was a super tough moment because you just like.
It was
But I think
a lot.
the thing that makes me feel better in that circumstance is you take the memories with you, right? You have to take the stuff with you, of course, too, right?
Yeah.
But you can always think back to the memories,
Yeah,
even though you
for
can't
sure.
go there physically anymore, until we get AR figured out,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
And then once we can take photos, using like
That's
LiDAR
really
and things
funny.
like that and rebuilding scenes, if anybody wants to talk futuristic, like, night terror things with me, bring it on to the
nerdy.
TMs. But no, I squirreled off of that a little bit, but I totally was not prepared to not be able to go back into it. Like once I locked the house the last time,
Yeah.
it was just super hard to think
Yeah.
through.
If I think about it too hard again, it's still hard. Like it just it doesn't even make sense to me because it's just a house, but it just after, like you said, being physically tired, you're mentally at your end of your rope, and it is just a lot. I was like,
Yep.
holy smoke.
But I don't think having much more time in there would have done me better. Like if we would have had
No.
an extra hour or two, I don't think that it would have made the situation any better. I was kind of glad that we were pressed up against time. We had to be out of the house on Saturday morning. Friday morning. It felt like a Saturday. But
True.
so we were out of the house on Friday morning. Our closing time was
10.
Yeah. So we but we were still back at the house, got everything, took the final load of the way from the house, took and parked the U-Haul where we were going to have it, and then went straight to the closing. I think pretty much I hopped in the RAV and then we did that, and that whole process was great. That office was beautiful. The whole process went awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to Kelly Sharp with Parks Realty. She was our realtor in Murfreesboro, so if you're looking for somebody
in the Middle Tennessee area,
yeah, holler at her because she did a great
or holler
job.
at us and we'll track her
we'll
down
get you with her
for sure.
She's on Instagram, so you'll be able to find her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so then that's the weekend. Had a little bit of downtime
Yeah.
to kind of repack and situate stuff, and
It was still exhausting though.
I forgot all about this until right now.
Yes.
My disc golf with Will is going to be in the vlog.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that footage, so that'll be interesting.
It's a good old
edit
boys time. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, he broke the rules again of taking the vlog camera by himself.
Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes it must be done.
Rule breaker. Heartbreaker.
Yeah, I was gonna say rule. I don't know that song.
It's close enough. It's fine.
All right, so the rest of that weekend was pretty chill.
Yeah, we made the decision, both of us. It was your idea, I think, to do this, but I went along with it because I was like, yeah, that sounds like that makes sense.
Like a good idea at the time.
Was to leave like later in the day because we thought traffic wouldn't be as bad on a Sunday afternoon/evening because we had to
Given
drive
that there wasn't
through.
a football game in Atlanta and we looked
Yes.
ahead of time, tried to prepare, there wasn't.
Yeah, we had to drive through Chattanooga, which is a lot of mountains, and then drive through Atlanta we were going about halfway, and it was awful.
Yeah, it was not a good time.
It was so bad.
Something about it being dusk and the way that the lights reflected in that U-Haul. I don't know if any of you guys have ever driven a U-Haul before, but your blind spot, it's like when you're driving a semi. Like you can't just like turn around and look behind you the way that you can to like check your blind spot. You legitimately have to use like the 2 mirror configuration, and it took a long time to get used to.
Well, it was just really busy. The traffic was really heavy. It was really dark. People were driving crazy through the mountains. It was a lot.
Road trip tip though, Alex was behind me in the RAV4, and we had a system where if I needed to get over to pass someone, I turned my blinker on, waited for her to get over, and then she kind of paved a little way for me because it took a while in the U-Haul to turn. I merged, got where I needed to go, and then merged back, and she caught up behind me. But that worked.
It worked
that was
really
super
well.
great.
We stayed on the phone a lot the whole time too. Like we were on the phone a lot, kind of talking about like, you know, when it got really busy, it was like, okay, you're just gonna have to slow down and stay here, or okay, it's clear on your left, let's go ahead and get over, blah 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 blah.
Especially during the busy places,
so
like
stressful.
coming up,
through
actually,
Atlanta, Chattanooga.
going out of the mountains in Chattanooga, and then
It
coming
honestly
into
was just-
Atlanta traffic.
Everywhere was busy though.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all, we didn't
Yeah, it was.
we left Murfreesboro at like 5 p.m. So
Yeah.
like 9-10 o'clock down in these places, busy. Busy.
Yep.
So we booked a hotel room, if you can call it that.
I believe the designation is motel.
Yeah.
The doors were on the outside.
And I did not realize that when I booked it.
I mean, we learned.
It wasn't great.
It was a learning experience.
I can't even remember where it was now. I was just halfway, but I can't remember.
No, we were in Macon. We stopped in Macon. We
Okay,
made
right
it all the way
outside
to
of
Macon.
Macon.
Yep. And we kind of hit there's a highway that bypasses Macon, and we
That's
got
right, we
on
took it.
Yep, got on the bypass there. And I think it is more like that one exit is probably for people who are breaking up the snowbird trip
Potentially,
or whatever.
yeah. I mean, there was a lot of the reason I did it because it was like there was a lot of hotels right on that exit. I was like, okay, there's a lot of hotels. There was like a Cracker Barrel, a Chick-fil-A. There was like several things. I was like, it should be fine. It wasn't great. What it was the worst place I've ever stayed in my life.
Yeah, it was kind of dirty.
I won't tell you what
sketch.
it is, but
we also had the dogs, which probably played into your decision a little bit of like
it did because it was pet friendly. I
some
had to
place
find
that
somewhere pet
accepts
friendly.
pets. Yeah,
so yeah, that definitely did play into it because I knew I needed to find a place that would accept the dogs, and they were just very confused, very anxious. The idea was 2 queen beds. One dog would sleep with me. One dog would sleep with Chris. Neither one of them wanted that. They both wanted to sleep with you. And then they kept like fighting in the middle of the night and waking me up. And I was like, I had to I was like worried somebody was going to break into the U-Haul and steal stuff. It was just a lot, but it's fine.
Yeah, it was, we got to bed
not great
early in the morning. And we left early in the morning.
I think I slept 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
I got a little bit more sleep.
You're a better
I think
sleeper.
I got from like 1 to, what time was it? It was like 6. We were out of there by like 6.
Yeah,
so.
I'm just not a good sleeper in general. And I was just like high anxious, like high alert, high just like
it's just like thin walls, and like you could hear like other people when we were trying to sleep, like were definitely up, like doing things, talking, and it was annoying.
It was not it, but that's okay. We made it through. We got up the next morning. We came down to Florida, and we closed on our house that we're in right now.
Yep.
Another shout out to the Posit Group with Emily. Emily Berry was our realtor there. Any of the realtors at Posit Group are going to be great. They're fantastic. And then Greg with Certified Mortgage Planners.
Yeah, he was our originator.
Great guy.
He's where the champagne came from.
Shout out to Greg for the champs. And again, another very, very smooth process.
Greg even so we closed in Claremont, which is a little bit, it's northwest of here. Mm-hmm. And whenever we came into Claremont, I think Greg had just gotten there like a minute or two ahead of us, and he was like, oh, there's a giant U-Haul coming down the road. I bet that's them. And so he walked over into this other parking lot, and like this is definitely not his job, but just to kind of show you the level that they were on, he was like traffic routing, like parking me in good places, which like when you're in a brand new place, like I don't know, it's little stuff like that where you're like, aside from doing their job well, like they were super good people.
And Emily showed up with crumble cookies and a gift basket of goodies, and so it was perfection.
Yep.
So shout out to them. Also, I forgot to shout out Caleb and Amber for letting us sleep at their house all weekend.
Oh yeah, that's my brother. That's my brother and
shout out to them.
Sister-in-law.
Even though they weren't there much of the weekend, they were busy doing stuff, but still we kind of took over their house for a while. So anyway,
yep.
Now we're in Florida, and it's been officially today 2 weeks. Has it only been 2 weeks? Is it right?
Has it been 2 weeks? Shoot.
Or has it been 3?
I don't know.
Y'all, it's only been 2. It feels eternal and also
very fast
very
at the same time.
Yeah, It's a very weird time is very strange the older you get. But so far, what have you thought? What have you liked? What have you disliked? Anything?
I mean, I love this house. I love the neighborhood. I'm going to tell the story. The first night that we're here, I think I have a video clip of it too, and I might stitch it in or whatever. But so the first night that we're here, Alex is getting ready to the only thing that we moved was our bed.
I don't know where this is going either.
We got everything off of the truck with the help of our awesome neighbor, who just hopped over and was like, "Hey, I'm your neighbor. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing stuff for you for the next 2 hours." So the mattress was the only thing that made it upstairs into our bedroom. There was nothing else. So Alex was getting ready to go to bed. It's like 8 o'clock, 8-ish, 8:15.
I have no clue where this is going, so sure.
I'm letting the dogs out because we're both exhausted and we're getting ready to go to bed. I get them outside, and I kind of there was like a boom off in the distance.
Oh, I do know where this is going.
And then all I hear, because I've kind of got the door cracked a little bit to let the dogs out or whatever, and is
I texted you.
Yeah.
I said,
"What is that boom noise?
Do you hear that booming noise?"
Yeah.
And then I went.
And then so she runs downstairs and grabs me. I was like, I swear I can hear fireworks, and I think I saw one go over the top of one of the houses over there. And she goes, "No way. there's no way that's actually what it is. So we throw on shoes, hop in the car, go to the end of the neighborhood, which is like a block over.
Yeah, literally a block, barely.
We're like standing next to the dog park there, and over the top of the interstate, you can totally see the Magic Kingdom fireworks from our neighborhood, which
100%.
is so stinking cool.
Like full on.
Yeah.
There they were.
Yep. So
Big booming.
Got welcomed to the first night in with the Magic Kingdom fireworks. They go off every night. Honestly, it's.
Oh, they're about to go off.
I was going to say it's 7:58 as we're recording this, so I'll leave them in.
If you can hear
for
'em.
ambiance, if you can hear
Yeah,
them.
that was wild. One of the things that we wanted out of a house was to be able to see or hear the Magic Kingdom fireworks,
That
for
seemed
some
like
reason,
such a silly request.
It did, but it wasn't
right?
like hot. Like it wasn't like because we definitely thought this house we wouldn't be able to,
For sure.
and so we had kind of been like, oh, it's fine, no big deal. Like we're not going to be that close. So when we saw them, I was like, I immediately texted Emily, our realtor, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? She was like, yeah, isn't it great? I was like,
yeah, there's like
I
a place,
can't even.
the movie theater. There's like a little parking
Insane.
garage and down near all of that stuff, and like you can just like roll your car up to the end of it and just watch it for
Yeah.
whatever. I wish we were done with this so we could just go. Do
yeah,
that.
just go do that. Yeah, so that was a really pleasant surprise for our house, for sure.
Yep. So I was excited about that. The other thing that I'm super excited about, our stinking neighborhood has a soccer field, which is just like another one of those things that's ridiculous.
I don't know if you could call it a soccer field. It's like a half of a little.
It's a half field,
baby
but there's
field.
there's two goals in it, and it's good enough for
It's
this.
good enough.
Good enough for this old guy to get out there and kick some
True.
kicks. So
Kick some kicks.
so I did that. I've done that a couple times now, which has been a lot of fun. Yeah, I love the vibe of the neighborhood.
Just
We
a
have
lot more quiet.
some neighbors our age.
Literally right next door.
Next
they have
door
a small dog,
that are awesome. They got tiny dog.
just like us.
Their house is all decorated for Christmas. Our stuff is all still in boxes, but it's beautiful.
No.
there.
Nothing is in boxes anymore.
That is true.
Everything's out besides one or two boxes, and they're like they're probably gonna stay in those boxes.
Well, do we want to talk about the closet floor?
No.
Okay. All right. We will.
I didn't say everything was put away properly, but there is nothing in boxes anymore.
Fair enough. Cool. Any of the experiences that we've done so far that have been fun? Like just getting out and exploring
in
Orlando
2
a little
weeks, I have been to Disney World, I think 5 times.
bit? 6.
So ain't mad at that.
Yeah, you worked from there and got like social content one day. That was sick.
I met a friend, Beth, there, and Beth and I, we saw some Christmas decorations. They didn't have everything out
Toss
yet,
some
but
shade at Disney for the slow decorations.
yeah,
Coming
they were a
up
little
this year.
slower this year, but it's fine. Still have to go see the tree, but we have Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party next Tuesday, so we'll be going to see him there
Super
for sure.
great. Gonna get some of that good vlog footage as well whenever we go
Yeah,
over there.
Got
So
some good vlogs coming for the holidays at the parks. But yeah, I mean, so far it's been obviously there's been some things that have been very stressful. The house stuff has been stressful. Like it seems silly to be stressed about like unpacking and like buying new furniture and things like that. But I'm just I'm just kind of a perfectionist, and I want it. If I'm going to spend the money on it, I want it to be what I want it to be, and I want to like it, and I want to be happy with how it looks, and I don't want to be disappointed with it. And so I'm really bad also at like pulling the plug and making a decision.
Right.
And so that's been a little stressful. We've done a lot of moving or going around to all the furniture stores in the area, which hasn't been that fun, to be completely honest.
Yep.
And doing that sort of thing. So, you know, the house will come together. It's already coming together more than it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So it'll slowly but surely get here. But yeah.
Definitely another thing to shout out was the Factor meals the first week that we were here. They were fantastic.
I think I have a link to get like 50% off or something your first box. So I'll put it in the show notes or whatever if you're interested in doing it.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different reasons that you could do it, like and like health reasons, time reasons, whatever. But like for ours, especially in the moving case, like I would definitely recommend a week before, a week after.
Yeah.
That's what we did. I feel like we could have honestly a week before, a week after. I think from our experience, we probably could have done it 2 weeks after.
Probably, yeah.
I would have preferred to do that. Just because we didn't pull everything out, and I think we actually got rid of quite a bit of our like essential
Yeah, we did.
kitchen stuff. It was kind of at the end of its life. So
A lot of stuff was like way past its prime.
Yep,
So
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, we're not even bringing this down there. We're just going to buy new stuff. So,
yep.
but yeah, I mean, gosh, y'all, like, I knew this would be a process, but it was a process. So, I feel like we've already kind of touched on a lot of things, but just here at the end, just a real little recap kind of like the things for moving, if you're going to be moving, that we are glad we did, and the things maybe that we would have done differently.
Nice.
So
Oh, did you prepare a list?
I have a list this
Nice.
time. So I think I mentioned this, but like packing way ahead of time. If you know you're going to be moving, start packing the non-essential stuff now. Like if you have stuff you know it's going to be in a box, get like the nice Rubbermaid tubs. Like we have like keepsake stuff that I'm like, don't look at that very often.
Right.
We got nice tubs, put that in keepsake boxes and got all that up. And then with stuff that you know you're going to use, go to U-Haul, go wherever, get you some boxes. We ended up just going to U-Haul and getting the nice like clean boxes.
Yeah, it was great.
And just packing
The
stuff
different
ahead of time.
sizes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was great. The next thing is yeah, go for it.
The TV.
The TV
things,
boxes.
That's always such an awkward thing.
Yeah, they have great
to,
TV
to
boxes.
do. Like just pulling it. Oh, did I just engage Siri?
Yeah, it's okay.
The TV is always so awkward, and moving this far, it would have been really weird to like try and put that in a place.
Right.
And they had like the whole pre-package and a video to show you how to do all of it. It was definitely recommend that.
Yeah, I definitely overall like if you're gonna be doing kind of the DIY do it yourself move, U-Haul was great for a lot of things, so we appreciated that. Sorry y'all, we are we keep having to stop to cough because both of us have been a little sick this last week. And another thing we'll get into in a second about this house. The next thing is saving as much money as you can. Like it kind of like going into just, I think Dave Ramsey calls it stork mode, like when storm mode, storm or stork mode. Like if you're having a baby or if like you lose a job or there's like something bad, like something big coming up, just like stashing as much money as you can until the move is done, and then you figure out what you do with the rest of it if you have leftover. But we
will probably get into it at some point, but like I feel like we're pretty good budgeters and have spent a lot of time figuring out like our kind of like our plans financially and like the regular monthly budget meetings and things that we do.
Yeah.
I definitely think this is a stash cash time, and I also think that it's going to take 90 days probably for like it's probably going to take 3 months for us to figure out with a new mortgage payment with like all the new surroundings, all the new utilities. Like it's going to take us some time, I think, to figure it out, and so that bucket of cash is going to be nice to let it be a little bit fluid while we're down here. So.
Yeah, I mean, we saved a little over 10 grand for the move because I just don't like, there's just so much. And again, if this is something y'all, if you want us to get into the nitty gritty details, we're happy to.
Yeah.
But it's like outside of the U-Haul, you've got, just like the boxes expenses. You've got, we spent over $500 at the DMV here the other day getting new licenses and getting new
the car
registration and a new title. Like you have to pay for all that. And so it was like over $600 for that alone. You've got to do all that kind of stuff. So, it's expensive. Your utilities usually require deposits. The freaking water department was like, yeah, we require a $180 deposit. I was like, bro, my water bill has not been over $60 ever. And you're wanting a deposit of $180? I was like, okay. So that just kind of stuff adds up really, really quick. So just save. I was really glad we saved the money we did, and we made a little bit of money off of the house that we sold in Tennessee. And so we're in a good spot there, but really definitely
you have to be able to give yourself the margin to be fluid in this, because like as good of a planner as you are, like there's too many loose ends.
Yeah. Next, having the weekend to kind of like decompress and not going straight into like, we packed the U-Haul, next day we have to drive down here or day
Yeah,
of or
that
whatever.
was a good choice.
Having that little bit of time, it was kind of a happy accident that it worked out that way, but we were able to get a few more things done in Murfreesboro that we wanted to do. Go to the last
Nashville Soccer Club game.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then we headed down on Sunday. So yeah, it was. I think that was a good choice.
Yeah, I would probably plan that again. Now, like, I don't think a lot of people would have. I mean, maybe you have the luxury of having somebody to stay with.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be worth it to you if we were to do that with like a hotel, like to have a U-Haul parked behind a hotel?
That would be hard. Probably not.
No.
It was nice because it was like family we stayed with. But if it was like I had to stay in a hotel for 2 more days, I don't think I would have liked that.
I maybe
I don't
would have
know.
pushed for one day.
Maybe.
The full weekend, no, but I think
Yeah, maybe
that
one.
having that one day, because we only had the one day to pack the U-Haul, I think I would have done that again.
Yeah, sure. I think that would have been okay. And then the last thing, I know we've kind of hit on a few like people that we've had help us along the way, but just like having great people in your corner, because it makes a really, really stressful time a little less stressful. You know, having our the realtors that we worked with, our mortgage, what's he called?
Our mortgage originator.
Our mortgage originator, having him,
Or as we call
having
him, Greg.
Yeah. Having all those people in our corner, I think, is just having people who know what they're doing and make it great.
Whenever somebody leaves an impression on you and their job title is mortgage originator, you know
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
they're not
good.
boring or lame because
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. So.
100%. So that leads us to what we would do different.
The one thing before we move on from there that I wanted to also talk about is the last that weekend that we were there, we definitely had kind of like a little bit of a last hurrah with some friends, and I just don't want that to go noticed. So yeah, like we're definitely going to miss our friends and family there, but that last weekend was a perfect way to kind of wrap up our last little bit in Murfreesboro.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have done it a different way.
Sounds good. So what would you have done differently then? Because that's where we went to.
Gosh, I just feel like more time in general for preparation. Maybe I think we talked about it earlier on in the episode, but like having the extra hours in the morning, the day that we pack the U-Haul, definitely would recommend that. What about you?
I don't know if this is necessarily something I would do different, but you could always use more money and more time when it comes to stuff like this. So just
Mo money,
save
mo time.
up all your monies and use all your time. And then if you do have a remote job and this is like transitioning in that way and you're able to take time off work, definitely take.
Oh shoot, yeah. I should have
Yeah.
definitely taken more
Chris
time.
basically took no time off work.
Yeah,
He
I took like a day and a half. Yeah. Off
He
of
took
work.
the day
and-
that we packed the U-Haul and then the day that we drove down here
Yeah.
and unpacked the U-Haul.
I definitely would recommend probably like
So that was not-
aside from the day that we spent unloading here, I would probably do 2 more days if I could go back and redo it because there was just lots of stuff to do that I feel like I
even
could have
more than that because we packed the U-Haul on Thursday. You worked all day Friday and we were exhausted.
Yeah.
So it's like taking that whole day off and then having the whole weekend to
And
recover.
then I got sick the very next week. So this entire last week
Right.
I got
And then I've been sick.
And then we also found out that the previous owners of the house had granted it was small, evidently from our neighbors retelling, but it was a tiny little cat. And this guy, you might even
Highly
be able to hear it on the
allergic.
podcast, but she's had to edit so many things out because I can't stop coughing right now because like it's hard to breathe around the Katniss. So Katniss. I did mean to do that, but
Yeah. We've been like, and the thing that sucks is like, I know that a lot of like when you have a cat living in your house, a lot of it just takes time for it to get out. But
Right,
like,
right.
We've been cleaning. We bought we bought a bunch of stuff last night. And some of it is just gonna have to be time, unfortunately, because when you have a cat, all the dander and stuff gets in your air ducts.
Oh yeah.
So we're doing the best we can, but
I got inhalers on inhalers on inhalers. So
yeah.
we're making
Ain't
it work.
great.
We're making
Ain't
it work.
great. Never something that we thought to even ask or think about.
Sure.
This house was very, very, very clean, so they did a really good job keeping it clean. But there's only so much you can do with a cat, and so you start looking at like the baseboards and the windowsills and the curtains that I was so excited about that they left, and then I was like, oh,
this is where the cat hangs
black
out.
Cat hair on it.
Yep.
So yeah, lots of washing.
It's fun things. That's just like life,
It's
right?
fine.
Oh, I came across a meme today that was so good. It was no, but it relates to this. It's from Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
What is the mom's name on Schitt's Creek? I'm
Moira?
blanking right now. Moira. So it's a Moira meme.
Moira Rose.
Yeah, it's a Moira meme, and she says, "Life is just but a series of happy accidents." I just thought that was really good.
You should have said it in her voice.
I don't know if I can do a Moira impression.
Can do it either.
Yeah, that show is so good.
So good.
I wish I could
rewatch
rewatch that again for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, same thought, same brain.
So that's pretty much where we're at right now.
Yep.
We're here.
That leads us kind of to the exciting. We kind of briefly mentioned it earlier, but the stuff that's coming up for the podcast, we kind of sat down. Oh, we didn't just a little sat down. We went to Coronado Springs to Dahlia Lounge to plan out our content for the next month or so.
Best hidden gem. I did a reel on it this week on my Instagram.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's a great place to think and be creative and get away. But we have some great vlog content coming up alongside of these podcasts and video podcasts. So obviously, if you're listening on whatever podcast catcher you're listening on, that's not going to change. But if you have not subscribed on YouTube, or we're also going to start doing some shorts and stuff from the actual vlogs and from the podcast on the social platforms. So you're on Instagram, right?
Yeah, at Alex Windings,
Sweet.
AlexWindings.
And then we're Unwinding Podcast on YouTube.
Yep, and then all
I think that's kind of where we're going to focus for now with the getting some of the vlog stuff up on YouTube. So
so definitely go and subscribe on YouTube for sure.
Yep.
If you're just listening and haven't been over there yet.
And the last thing, the thing that we always do on this podcast is we talk about the way that we are going to unwind this next week.
Yes.
Do you have an answer, or do you want me to go first?
I can go first. So I basically have taken the last 2 weeks off from any major working out because I was working out a lot for my job. So I kind of just took a seat back, did a lot of WALKing. I can't say the word because there's dogs in the room. So some strolls out in the sunshine, just doing that sort of thing. So going to research some gyms around here. I signed up for a cycling class for this coming Wednesday. So gonna kind of dip my toe back into some stuff and just kind of find out what I actually like to do and find a gym that works for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mine is pretty similar. I did go for a run the other day in this new trail in our neighborhood. It's fire. Tomorrow I'm going to get my bike out and go ride some of that trail. It's super boring and super nerdy, but I learned so many things in the last 48 hours about how bike tires work and valves and removable cores, and I just love that kind of crap.
Matt's gonna text me and be like, I care, Alex.
Yeah. I just love about all the details.
I'm like, nah.
That's why we're friends. So I nerded out a little bit today, got my bike set up all good to go, and then I'm gonna go do that.
And I'm looking for a bike
tomorrow. You are looking for a bike.
I thought I found one, but it's too big.
Yep. Gotta find one. Find a short girl
for my
bike.
shorty little short legs.
For my short queen.
Yeah. Okay. No. What was that little TikTok you sent me?
Short Kings.
No. Yeah, it is. But with the little, it was the book one that was they were singing and they were
of course they're singing involved with you.
What was it? You know what I'm talking about? Those little creatures. There was she's my wonderful girl.
Oh, could she be any sweeter?
Any cuter?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, if you haven't heard of that one, go look that up on TikTok. That'll
I don't even know if that's the right wording, but it was just could she be
That song is ridiculous. Yeah, and all the memes right now on TikTok. It's
really
probably on
funny.
Reels too. So check that out.
Yeah, it was
that'll help
really
you
funny.
unwind a little bit. But it looks like you're getting tired.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm
man,
also getting tired.
Sleepy. With the what is it? The daylight savings time has
Oh, it's
happened and
got
it's
me.
getting dark, and I hate it. But it's fine. So really, it's 10:30 in our brains, but it's 9:30. So it's a
Shooey.
struggle.
And then you gotta edit this beast of a podcast tomorrow.
I know,
We
man.
just
You always
rambled
had
and
some
rambled and rambled.
struggles with the stuff going,
Technology, man.
not working out well tonight.
Technology.
But yeah, y'all, like Chris said, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow on the podcast if you would be so inclined to write a review or a comment on the YouTube channel, all those good things. If you're looking to plan a trip, like I said earlier, holler at me. You can either DM me on Instagram, put a comment on here, or there is a form in all the show notes on YouTube and the podcast of how to reach out to me about your trip. So would love
Give
to
them the
help.
Midas touch.
Yes.
Sweet. All right. Well, this is episode 15.
Yeah, you almost said 14.
I almost said 14.
15, a little bit of everything.
Yep. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next time. Until then, I'm Chris,
And I'm Alex.
and this is the Unwinding Podcast.
Adios.